So what's up, everyone? You may remember while I was kind of fixing up the Forester or cleaning it up, I mentioned that I wanted to go on a trip this year, held down by the pandemic like everyone else, kind of eased up a little bit here anyway. I booked some time at a little kind of motel cabin kind of deal just north of Jasper. I'm planning on just doing some hiking and just getting out and enjoying the outdoors. It's raining here, and I think I'm gonna have some rain on my trip, but hopefully there's 1 or 2 good days and I'll get some good footage. Now, although Prince Rupert is quite small, we do have a very large, thriving port industry, and the port and city help support one another and really help build up the area. We're also basically on an island here, although we're directly connected to the mainland by the main highway, and it's a very short bridge that you cross over. The landmass is completely surrounded by water, and we'll be taking that Highway 16 all the way across to Jasper. Now, this is about a 12-hour trip, but I plan on making a stopover in Prince George for the night. That way I can be well rested for the next day and maybe actually have a little bit of time in the Jasper area when I get there. But yeah, I made it all the way to Prince George. There's not a lot available for the night here in Prince George, so I've got the insane asylum room, as you can tell by the brick walls and poor lighting. But it's a relatively cheap room, and I've stayed here before. I'm only going to be here for a few hours. I just want to lay down. And I even thought about driving right through, but I was like, no, I'm not going to get there first thing in the morning, like in the middle of the morning kind of thing. So it's actually really hot in this room. I'm gonna go get some fast food because don't really have fast food in Prince Rupert, and it's just something I like to kind of dig into, kind of looking down the street what I want. But yeah, I'll probably call it an early night and get up early so I can get out on the road early. Okay, so it is the following morning. It's a lot nicer day out. I've already fueled up, I've got some food, and I'm ready to head out. Just stopping at the Subaru dealer here in Prince George. I'm ready to start heading down the highway that way. It's a beautiful day today. I thought it was supposed to rain, and we might actually hit some rain as we head into the mountains. I might make a stop somewhere just to take a leak and have a little break, but we're on our way to Jasper. Well, I've pulled into Jasper. It's absolutely beautiful here right now. I did go through some rain on the drive here. There's still a lot of people vacationing here right now because school pretty much starts tomorrow. So the place I'm staying is actually a little bit outside of Jasper, so I've got to stop and get a couple groceries, kind of like a little kitchen in the place I'm staying. So yeah, I'm gonna make that stop and then continue my drive up to where I'm staying, and I'll show you guys the place that I'm staying. And if I got enough time, I think I'm actually gonna go for a hike today because should be plenty of time and it's still really nice out. Now, I wasn't going to Jasper to camp, but I wasn't going to stay in a hotel for the price it costs to stay in Jasper for a few nights. So I did find a location just outside of the actual town of Jasper, still within the park, up at a place called Mayette Hot Springs. And they had a bunch of cabins and cabin style rooms. That's where I booked my stay and where I was headed next. Well, all right. The drive up here is a little bit longer from Jasper than I thought. It's probably close to an hour. Coming in off the highway, it's like 20 kilometers. Sorry about the wind if the camera's picking it up. The wind picked up here a little bit. But I'm staying in one of these little kind of motel deals over here. From the pictures online, it's kind of like a little cabin inside. Okay, here I am. This is my spot, number 32. You can see it's not really busy. I've kind of missed the rush, which is really nice and quiet. Actually has like an old farm style door, so you can actually just have the lower half of it closed. Doesn't seem to be a lot of airflow in here, but as you can see, this is what it looks like inside. It's very cabin-like. So it does have like a little kitchenette and refrigerator, the washroom. Everything's really nicely done. Just a shower stall. Everything's kind of older styled. Rustic, a little bit rustic look. It's actually got beamwork inside. Nice decent sized window there. So I mean, it's not a great big space, but when you're in here, it feels like you're in a little hunting cabin. Really, really cool. You got a little desk here. There is Wi-Fi, but I know on the website they say that the Wi-Fi is not really great for streaming, to download what you need beforehand. So pretty much just use it to jump online and do messaging. And I really haven't eaten anything since this morning, and I'm getting pretty hungry. I think before I head out for this hike, I'm gonna have a bite to eat, and then I'll just get kind of geared up a little bit and head out. Finished eating. I wasn't gonna show you me frying up a quick steak and some peppers and stuff. So this is basically the place I'm at. I'm at Hot Springs, and I'm kind of looking here. There's actually 2 trails I can take. Looks like the more difficult one's got a better viewpoint, but I think for now I'm just going to take this easy one and get an idea of what the trail's like. Either tomorrow or the next day I will tackle this other one. Okay, I've started down the trail. I didn't realize it was like a paved utility road. But I guess it'll go into a trail, I don't know. Up ahead it's more like paved utility road. The hot springs are back up that way. Now apparently where they come out of the mountain, we're gonna come up around that part. I'm not quite sure yet. There's supposed to be like the old building, or the old hot spring building, where I guess they used to use the hot water for something. I don't know if that was actually a facility for like just pools, people chilling or whatever, but I've seen the photos online. So just a little bit further up, this looks like it's the old building. But it's definitely hasn't been used in some time. Even that wooden frame has just rotted away. It just looks like you just kind of continue on this way. You can really smell the sulfur. Wow. So yeah, I'm really not sure how the place was set up, whether... Yeah, so... We're basically at the head of the pool, so the pool actually goes this way. And the building must go down into the woods a little bit. Of course, all the top structures were all wooden, they'd be long gone, but most of the concrete structure should still be back there. Closed this facility in 1984. And just standing here, I mean, just the reek of sulfur, I mean, whether it was a very pleasant place to actually sit in a pool, I don't know. But back in the 1930s, it was probably pretty legit. Especially being way out here in the middle of the woods. Yeah, so it goes pretty far down. And I think we can just kind of continue like this is part of the trail. It's actually been made into part of the trail, I guess. And the trail just kind of continues on at the end here. I suppose that's probably where the building started taking a lot of damage. But I am continuing up this way. Okay, I think this is where the spring comes out of this side of the mountain, I suppose. And there must be another part of it comes over on the other side for the facility that's over there. I know the water's rushing, it might be a little bit hard to hear me, but you can see the steam coming out of there. And they've built this nice little pool area. so that you can actually, yeah, that's hot. They say it's like 59 degrees, or it's the hottest spring in the Rockies. We're all the way up at the top. Spring number 3 already. Which they say can get up to 55 degrees Celsius. Yeah, like that's definitely too hot to bath. But me, I am continuing up to see exactly what's going on up here. My ears are popping. So yeah, I don't know how far up I've actually made it. It's been quite a while. There's a couple little resting spots, but I haven't really stopped. I just stopped one time to take off my hoodie because I was getting so warm. But yeah, it's kind of just travels along the water. And the trail just kind of continues up through the woods. So I'm just taking a little breather right now, and I'm going to continue on. I'm pretty sure I got enough daylight, because I don't think it can be that much further, but if it is, I got to keep my eye on the time. I don't want to be heading back in the pitch black, if you know what I mean. Okay, so this is where I call it. Obviously there's snow all around me, which is making the trail wet. And I mean, I'm kind of avoiding it, but you know, it's after 7 o'clock. I don't know how much sunlight I have left, and you know, being in the forest, how much darker it gets before the sun goes down. Plus, I just can't tell like how much further it is. So there's no point, and it's time to turn around, even if it was like another half an hour, like, because it could be just up over that way. But if it's up over that way, I mean, I don't know if the camera can see through the trees at all, but that's like, you know, 2 hours at least on an easier trail. So I'm just taking another rest, cool off, having a drink of water, and I'm gonna turn around and get out of here because I don't want to be bear meat. It's like just maybe an hour and 20 minutes back down out, and most of it was downhill. At least I got to experience how moderate it is, because some portions are a little bit more than moderate. It was what I would say. Definitely not for the elderly. I'm just going to head back to the little cabin motel room and kind of relax. I'm probably going to actually make some more food. I'm hungry again. I've heated up some spicy ramen noodle soup. I chopped up some mushrooms and threw them in, and that's what I'm going to eat because I am hungry after that hike. I've kind of realized, looking at the signboard out there and then looking at the map again, obviously I got off the trail somewhere, somehow, because the hike isn't that far out, and I was basically on my way to some camping site that people go to. So just having a look here, you can see the mountain skyline, and I'm basically going to be heading up this trail here. They say it's about 4 to 6 hours, so I could figure myself in around that time, maybe around the 5-hour mark. And they also say there's thunder showers throughout the day, so I brought a rain jacket with me, but I didn't bring it with me on this hike. I'm kind of relying on this hoodie to be a little bit weather resistant, but it's a really nice morning. Get to the top, we're definitely going to get some good views, so it's going to definitely take me a while to get there, and I'm sure I'll take some breaks and turn on the camera as we go. Alright, I'd say it's about 2 hours later, and I've reached close to the top. The summit is just up there. The trail kind of leads up that way, but just stopped right here. I got a couple buddies chilling out with the most beautiful backdrop you could imagine. But I did It's really steep coming up that part, and I was just huffing and puffing my way up here. To give you an idea, and level out the camera a little bit. Now, unfortunately, the audio became unusable at this point. I just wasn't really thinking about the wind and didn't bring another mic with me, so just do this little pan around, and you can see how good of a viewpoint this was. I mean, the view is just absolutely spectacular. And I do wish that I set out about an hour earlier so that I could have done a really nice time lapse up here without anyone kind of interfering. What I found really funny was all the way here at the top there was these little mountain squirrels, and they would kind of run right up to your bag and almost try and get into your bag. He was a little bit shy, but I got some good snapshots of him here. Now, I really don't do well with heights, but after a while of being up there, I felt pretty confident. It was a busy spot, so there was more people coming, and I didn't really want to stick around too long. In the future, I'll remember a better mic, and I'll get there first. And at the same time, I took a few still shots, and I'll just throw them in here. Okay, I'm just starting my walk back down. You can see how steep it gets. Just way over there, and no way the camera can probably pick it up, but there's a great big black bear. The GoPro actually picks up the bear better than my phone, but I obviously need a better camera. Okay, so I've finished my hike. It really took a toll out of my feet. Got issues with my feet. I got heel spurs in both feet, and I've done a lot of stuff to correct it, but it's just over 4 hours there and back. So I did it in pretty good time anyway. But yeah, I'm just gonna go down to my room, probably make some food, rest a little bit, rest my feet. I ended up like laying down for a little bit. I'm so tired. I woke back up about an hour later and just been lazing around since. My feet are sore, my shoulders are sore from carrying the backpack, and I didn't want to go out and wear myself out anymore before I go out and do the same thing tomorrow. So I'm just gonna take it easy the rest of the night, kind of watch some movies. And I just finished cooking some dinner, so I'm waiting for that to cool down. But yeah, once I finish eating, I'll just get into a movie, probably watch that and go to bed early so I can get an early start. It's the following morning, and I slept in. I went to bed probably around 12 o'clock. I slept almost all the way to 11 o'clock. Didn't even realize, because I grabbed an old device that I use as an alarm clock, and I looked at it and it said 10 or just before 10, but I realized its time didn't change when I crossed over the border, so it was actually 11. So I finally got myself together. That hike yesterday just kind of kicked the shit out of me. And my feet aren't too bad, but my back's a little bit sore today. Decided I'm gonna go back down to Jasper and do a little trail down there. Old Fort Point, I think is called, trail. And it'll kind of go up around town so that you can kind of get a look down onto town, I guess. Okay, so I've pulled up at my the location that I'm planning on going for a walk and a hike. So the trail kind of walks down this way, I believe, and kind of heads up to a viewpoint on top of that. Not on the top of the mountain, but just up in the front here somewhere. And then it can kind of overlooks Jasper and the Athabasca River. So I've got a light bag packed today, but I am taking the camera and some other things. And I'll see you guys in a little bit. I don't normally make these vlog style videos where I'm kind of walking along with the camera, but it's really quiet in here. There doesn't seem to be anyone else. I'm starting to get a little ways from the highway. You can probably still hear it because I can still see it. But I have to take this trail, which is called the Red Squirrel Trail. It's kind of like a connector trail, and at the end of it, is like a little intersection of trails that you can take. The trail system in Jasper is just amazing. I mean, you could literally just walk and choose a different spot to do it every day. This trail is very easy to moderate, I would say. Okay, so I've made it to the river, which is the Athabasca River. I'm just standing on a bridge and I'm just looking. There's some people on a raft coming through, so we'll get to see them pass by. But as you can see, the view is absolutely spectacular here. Just the experience is more or less the reason I'm doing this and filming it, because, you know, 5-10 years down the road, I'd like to look at this footage again and look at, you know, see where I was and what I was doing. And you can just see the people on the raft coming through here. I guess they're gonna pull right in there. It's probably a little rafting spot. Okay, I would say I'm about half an hour in. It's just getting into the deep woods. Not much of an incline. Of course, there isn't gonna be the same kind of incline as there was yesterday. This trail's a lot more flatter. Just more for a walking trail, I suppose. Have seen a few people pass through, but not too many. Really quiet, peaceful. And we're just kind of coming out to an opening now. Apparently there's these 2 red chairs that are up there. They're positioned in a few spots in Jasper just for photo opportunities and whatever. So I'm sure that we'll pass by them, and maybe I'll sit in one and film from it. I ended up venturing off the beaten path quite a bit. This is kind of a high spot, and I was thinking it might be the lookout point, but I'm starting to think it's actually up there where that big rock is. I'll give you a better look in a second. I just needed to take a break. Probably the biggest part of the hike is just coming up to this point, and it gets really steep. Yeah, I started getting pretty warm, sweating, and huffing and puffing. Something I kind of noticed from yesterday hiking that mountain was living at sea level, and, you know, vaping and not being the most athletic. Yeah, it takes a lot out of a person, I guess, to do something like that. I'm feeling it today, but at the same time, I'm quite well rested enough to do this. I knew it was going to be a lot easier than yesterday. Something else is the bugs aren't that bad. Probably a month or 2 ago, yeah, they would have probably been insane. But right now, yeah, there's a couple little black flies starting to zoom around here just because I've been sweating and standing here for quite a while. On my walk, really, there hasn't been any bugs. You wouldn't say so looking at the front of the Forester, though. It's pretty much plastered with them. So I'm just going to take a little bit more of a breather, and then I kind of got to walk back down here, and I think the trail kind of leads up this way. It'll probably end up there where I'll take some more footage. But I'll give you guys a look of what I'm looking at right now. Quite a long hike through here. You wouldn't think it was that long, but definitely a little bit longer than what I expected. Okay, so I found the red chairs. These red chairs are on a few trails in Jasper. The view here is just absolutely amazing. Similar to what I took before, but no tree line here, so you can see everything right around. There's that big rock that we were looking at from down over that way. Yeah, just amazing. And this spot's pretty busy. There's already more people coming up, so I don't want to spend too much time here, obviously. I've already taken a huge time lapse from over there, and maybe I'll put that in right. So I just walked down from where the red chairs were back down to the trail, kind of went through a valley, and now I've come back up onto another hill. And it's another spectacular viewpoint. See the river down there, and it looks like there'd be another viewpoint up there. Kind of see town just over the hill there. So I think I'm going to head over to that spot next and film a little bit from there. Now I've made it up to the next spot from just down there, and it looks absolutely amazing up here. It's probably a little windy, so you might get a little bit of wind noise, but that little red rooftop building, that's where I'm parked. So we still got quite a ways to walk. Trail kind of just leads down this way. You see where those people are down there. Just looks so amazing with that, the color of that water. And how it's all running down through, meeting up, coming out to that bridge that we were on earlier, and I was kind of filming that way. So we'll be walking back down to that point. So I've made it down from where I was, crossed over the bridge, came down the road, and now I'm back on the red squirrel trail. And there's just this one spot that I never really filmed. Or when the water gets high, especially in the spring, you can imagine this probably comes right up to this point where it's been eroding this soil right here. It's moving pretty fast. I've got, maybe another 20 minutes to get out of here. Kind of parked way over that way. Then I've got a 40-45 minute drive back to where I'm staying. So I'm gonna grab a bite to eat, sit down and eat, and just chill out here for a little while. It is 5 o'clock, so it's been pretty much a full day because I head out in the morning. So I've kind of got to just relax tonight and get ready for a long drive tomorrow. And I finally made it back to where I'm staying. It's almost 7 o'clock. So the drive here, I was just making a couple stops, taking some more pictures, and I'm tired. I'm really beat, especially after yesterday, and then going for that hike today. I mean, I must have been hiking for like 4 hours. Some of the points were pretty steep, but a lot easier than yesterday. So I basically gonna try and crash out early tonight and get up early so I can drive back. I'm gonna try and not stop in Prince George and drive straight through. So I'm guessing it's like maybe 13 hours or something like that. And I've done long drives like that before, living in Toronto and going out to the East Coast. But with age, definitely doing the long drives are not as easy anymore. And I'm just leaving the Mayette Hot Springs. So they're just down over there. And I think the peak that I summited yesterday is that one directly up that way. So you see that small little flat spot on the left of it. That's where those longhorn sheep were, and they're just sitting on top of that peak. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to get out and get the camera out one more time before I left this one spot. Probably gonna stop one spot on the highway on the way out as well. It's really nice. and I just noticed the battery lights flashing, so I better get this thing on charge before it dies. Headed home. I'm gonna probably make a stop in Jasper and get a coffee, maybe some fuel, and continue on my way. But I'll probably make that stop on the highway before we get to Jasper. So I've just pulled over at the other spot that I wanted to show you. And actually there's no traffic going by right now, so it's a good time, even though the wind's up. But it's really cool how the water passes through here. The weather's still really good out here. It's not, I mean, it's breezy and there's a chill to the breeze, but it looks like the rain might hold off for a while. But as we get into Jasper and coming through Jasper, there's probably going to be some rain. There's some pretty dark clouds over there. So here I'm back in British Columbia, just back in McBride, BC, the place that I stopped on the way to Jasper. The weather's picked up. It's clouded right over. It's been raining, not too hard, but you can't even see the mountains from here. There's a mountain peak up top there, and you can see a little bit over there, but it's completely covered with forecast right now. I'm just stopped in McBride to get fuel. I wanted to fill up, and I think I'm just going to bypass Prince George altogether, so I'm just going to try and drive right through and probably grab food outside of Prince George on my way back. After having a break in McBride and, you know, using the washroom, fueling up the Forester, got on the highway and started heading towards Prince George, and I kind of thought I would make a stop around there, maybe to get fuel or food, and I just didn't. I kept on driving. I went all the way from McBride to Smithers on one tank of fuel with the old Forester, not too bad. The main thing was I just didn't really want to stop in Prince George, and I was trying to get home, so I just figured, well, if I drive straight through, it'll be that much closer to home. And as I got into Smithers, I realized, well, it's starting to get late, but it's not much further to get back to Prince Rupert, so that's what I decided to do. Starting to get low on fuel, so I need to fuel up, and I'll do that here, and then I'll continue on. I'm just going to continue on all the way home. I'm not going to make any more stops. This might be a place that I actually come back to and visit. Maybe I'll do some hiking here. Yeah, so I'm just going to stop for fuel, and then boom, I'm continue on my way. So after 13 hours, here I am back at home in my garage. I am very tired, and I'm just going to take a shower, and I'm going to crash out, and we'll discuss a little bit more of this when I wake up. So yeah, it's not like I just woke up now and I'm filming. It's actually 2 weeks later. I just kind of finished doing all my editing and going through all the footage. It's reminded me how good of a time that I actually had, even though I was alone. You know, it was just something I've kind of set out to do for so long, for so many years, and I never did. And I finally went ahead and did it myself. It was such a good experience that I am planning to do something similar every year, maybe multiple times a year if I can. But if you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here and you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button for me. Leave your questions and comments further down below, and I'll see you in the next one.